Hey folks, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today, as you saw in the title, we're looking at this. This is the this is the F7501-CF, and it's the same shape as all the 7501 or 3. Yes, this comes in a carbon fiber with a black coated blade. Or you can get it in G10 handle scales and satin blade. And it's a knife I thought I reviewed a while ago. And there's a couple more GANZO knives that I thought I reviewed, but no, I haven't. So got a couple more coming soon. I've got a couple things I want to say about GANZO, and one thing I want to say about GearBest. I'll do that at the beginning of the video right after the intro plays. So grab yourself a drink or a sandwich, maybe a snack, and stick around because we're going to get right at it. And hopefully this video won't be too long, but I think you might be interested in this knife and the other things that I have to say, so keep watching. Okay, so here's the knife that we're going to look at today. So I'll put it on the side right here. These are other knives that are newer than this one. Some of these I've reviewed already, some of them I have not. Like this guy, similar to him, I thought I'd already reviewed this one. This is the this is the FB763, and ended up getting it in 2 colors. I've not yet reviewed this guy. This is the FB765. And I've not reviewed this guy yet either. This is the FH41. And I've not reviewed this either. This is the new, what's the number on here? FH805. And so this fixed blade, this is 9CR 18 MOV steel, different than the others. I've reviewed these other guys, and we've got the FH61, the FH31. We've got, I think I've done this guy, haven't I? The FH51. Maybe I've not. My memory's not the best right now. I'm going through a lot of things right now. So, and this guy, which I'm confident I reviewed, the FH21. And the reason I'm confident I reviewed this guy is because a commenter finally commented saying, hey, wait a minute, that's a copy of, oh, now I've forgotten which one it is. But I'll put it on the screen right here. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is GANZO used to do pretty much only copies. And I thought when they started doing their FB series and now their FH series that they were going to original designs. And apparently, maybe they are for some of them, but certainly not for others. So if you notice a knife that I don't say in the commentary in the video that it's a copy of, then please, if you know that, let me know in the comments below. Now, there is something else going on at GearBest, GANZO as well. Then I'll say GearBest. GANZO's looking for designers. Even if you've never had a knife made by any company before, or if you are a designer who's an established knife designer, they want to take your submissions for knives, and I am very stoked about this. They want to get into the realm of making unique knives that are designed by people that design knives. So if you want to submit a knife to them, go to ganzoknife.com. I'll put a link down below. On their main page that comes up right away, there's wanted, big wanted poster saying they want people to design stuff. So that's how you get in touch with them. Now, a little bit about GearBest. I don't know. I first noticed almost 2 years ago, some people would write to me and say, GearBest is no longer shipping to, and then they'd name the country. And last year, it happened for a little while to Canada. They just stopped shipping knives to Canada for some reason last year, and now they've done it again. And so GearBest is not behaving the best. I am going to be not working with GearBest in terms of getting knives from them anymore. I might buy them myself, but I won't be getting them to ship them to me for free at their cost to advertise for them with knives. I might do some electronics and some other stuff on the Good Sketches and Gear channel that I do, but knives are being cut out from them especially since we've got places like Power Cutlery now where we can get almost all the Ganzos we want. And hopefully there's going to be some more American vendors like that who will be stocking a lot of Ganzo products. Because I can see Ganzo knives still going a long way. I like Ganzo knives. I don't like GearBest as a supplier of stuff. And Ganzo used to be, sending me knives directly from the factory. But they cut off all of their reviewers a little over a year ago and just canceled that entire program. Hopefully they start that up again so that we reviewers can get knives directly from them, in a very timely fashion. I've also found out a little bit of news flash from Love Them Knives, Lee over there. He posted some CJBK knives. This is Artisan Cutlery's new budget line. They're not yet out in the market yet, but if you want to take a look at that, I'll put a link to his channel down below to that video. So all that stuff's done. Now let's take a look at this knife. So how big is this knife compared to the Ontario Rat 1? Well, it's a very similar sized knife. It's just slightly smaller in the handle, but almost identical length in the blade. Certainly has a longer cutting edge because the Rat 1's got this section here that doesn't have a cutting edge. Very similar in weight and size and everything like that. So that's roughly what this is like. What we have is a right and left pocket clip function, and it's their typical spoon shaped that they've sort of borrowed from Spyderco. And we've got the access lock, which they call the G lock, which they borrowed from Benchmade. And this is also one of the later ones that they still have the anodized screws. And their anodized screws, they're not the best. They're a little bit soft. You have to be careful when you use screwdrivers on their blue screws. Use Drive Grip, that product I've talked about several times on this channel. Vibratite makes this product called Drive Grip. It's this liquid with this some kind of grit in it of some sort that doesn't scratch stuff up, but you put it inside the screw hole here or on top of the end of your screwdriver, and you get 7 times better grip. And you stop stripping out screws, even if they're cheap screws, and you stop ruining screwdrivers bits that are low quality bits. I still recommend that you buy high quality bits. But there we go. So we've got this. We've got a knife that's got, let me double check it here. I haven't taken this thing apart in about half a year. I think it's got ball bearings, steel ball bearings in there. I'll show you the insides in just a moment. So we've got that access or G lock right there, and it locks up solid. It's got about 3 millimeters of hold up on there, which is fully engaged. And I love the way Ganzo's done this. It's very solid. I've done spine whack tests on dozens of Ganzo's backlock access lock knives, and they hold very, very well. Whacking them with hard piece of wood, it's decent. They've got jimping here, and then on the thumb riser, they got jimping in the back spacer, and here they got jimping back here on the handle. And so even though their carbon fiber is fairly slick, with all that extra jimping, you get a pretty good grip on this. Now, if you get the G10 version without the carbon fiber laminate, it's got texture all over it, and it's got extra grip, and it's got 3 little lines cut in there where they've put some reactive plastic in there that absorbs light energy and gives off light energy for a little while. So the G10 version's even grippier. And that brings me to a question. I had a commenter comment saying, that the Ganzo carbon fiber knives are carbon fiber all the way through. And that's something that I thought was true way back when their very first carbon fiber knife came out. And I found out quite quickly after, and I started actually talking to the Ganzo reps, and no, it's a laminate. And so I figured that out, that it's a laminate, because I took one apart on the back. But there's still people believing that it's a solid carbon fiber. And one guy wants me to do a demonstration showing that it's a laminate. So do you want me to make a video clearly demonstrating that this is a laminate on here? What do you think? I don't have to ruin a knife because they put them on both the inside and the outside, and so I can just take one of the inside layers off, and then, the knife will still look right. So if you want me to do that, I'll make a video about that. So it looks sharp. I like the carbon fiber, but as you can tell, I've had this thing for about 6 months, and let's see if I can, maybe I'll just do a zoomed in shot using my USB camera. You see the little scratch marks on there? The blue anodization on that screw, it's not that good. Their anodization quality for these blue screws, they really like the look of it, and they did it for a while, almost a full year, and you know, it just was not something that worked out well for them because it renders the screws too soft and it comes off too easily, that blue stuff. But other than that, I like pretty much everything about this knife. We've got 440C stainless steel, which is a good budget stainless steel. Great blade design, clip point here, a nice false wedge up here, high saber grind, great big belly, a nice long, flat, sharp area. The sharpener's choil is poorly made. It doesn't come out as far as it should. But, you know, that's fine. I still sharpen it anyways. Most budget knives mess that up. We've got skeletonization here, so it's a little bit lighter than it would be otherwise. Let me show you the pictures of the inside of the knife, just partly taken apart. I'm not going to take it fully apart because, you know, it's the access lock and it's just a pain in the butt to take all the way apart. So now that you've seen the pictures of the inside, let me also cover all of the dimensions and that kind of info on this knife, and we're going to zoom in a little closer to do that. Well, part of my video crashed and burned while I was editing, so I'm recording this last part again. I think I'm at the dimensions and measurements and stuff. When this disappears, then I'm finished that section for those of you who want to skip forward. Like I said, it's 440C stainless steel, Rockwell of 57. I don't have a sharpness from the factory measurement because I've sharpened it before I measured that. I don't have the angle measurement either. It weighs 130 grams, which is 4.6 ounces. Very good. The cutting edge length and the blade length are the same, 9 centimeters, 3.54 inches. The blade thickness is 3.27 millimeters, which is 0.129 inches. The blade depth, that's this measurement here, right at this bump, I should say, 2.63 centimeters, 1.04 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind right there, 0.65 millimeters, which is 0.0255. A little thicker than what I like it to be. I like it to be more like 0.5 millimeter instead of 0.65, so it's not terrible. The handle now. The handle length, 12 centimeters, 4.74 inches. The grip area, 10.5 centimeters, which is 4.13 inches. The thickness of the handle, not counting the pocket clip, is 1.285 centimeters, which is 0.506 of an inch. Almost exactly half an inch. That's awesome. The handle depth is largest right here, and that is 2.84 centimeters, 1.12 inches. And when the knife is closed, it's largest right there, and that is 3.46 centimeters, 1.36 inches. The entire length of this knife when the blade is deployed, 20.9 centimeters, which is almost 8.25 inches. So that's, you know, it's a good full-size knife of a decent lightness, not too heavy, comfortable in the hand, good grip, lots of cutting edge, decent steel, actions, nice. You know, blade centering is almost perfect in there. And lockup is very solid, and you know, it's, you know, easy to deploy and close and open and close, you know, easy to play with. The axis lock is working very, very well. How much does this cost? Well, if you want the carbon fiber laminate versions at Power Cutlery, it's $20.99, so $21. If you want the G10 version, which has better grip but doesn't have carbon fiber laminate, $18.99. And you can get 5% off if you use code CCE lowercase at checkout from Power Cutlery, only for GANZO products. And thank you to Power Cutlery for working with me with getting me some GANZO knives. I must also say that my reviews, I take them seriously. I might, you know, support a store, but I'm not going to review individual knives that I get from them with a certain kind of unfairness or bias, because I refuse to do that. Every single knife I review, I do my very darndest to be unbiased. As well, everybody's biased. You just can't help it. As unbiased as possible. Your past history with things make you biased. That's why there's people like Ford guys and Chevy guys. You know, that whole thing where we're all biased. But I'm dedicated to being honest as possible, as honest as I possibly can in my reviews. What else do we have to say about this thing? The grip is decent. I think it looks cool. It's got a nice shape. Especially with these two notches up here about that grip, it's very comfortable. And a reverse grip, you know, the way they created it here, at least in my size hand, a reverse grip is very comfortable as well. Even a reverse, you know, because it's got a big round back here. And, you know, any grip that you want is quite good. It's an efficient blade shape, fairly strong tip, nice belly here, good straight length, gives you lots of different options for how you want to cut something. The axis lock is fun. GANZO calls it their G-lock, but it is a copy of, well, it's, of course, slight changes to Benchmade's axis lock. I like that there's a right and left pocket clip, and, you know, the spoon, it works very good. I don't remember if I recorded it or not before, so I'll do it now. The spoon slides up over the pocket like that very well and just goes on, and it's just great. What we've got sticking out here is it's about 19, about 20, about 2 centimeters, which is a little bit under an inch. Yeah, 0.78 of an inch. So be that as it may, I think the other colors, the G10 ones, are going to stick out just as much. Not bad. And the lanyard hole is very accessible, good size as well. Whoops, and I hit my camera. Sorry about making you guys shake around that so much. So I like pretty much all these things about this knife. Little things that I don't like that the sharpener's choil isn't far enough forward. But that's so very common. And let me remind you, in case I didn't before, please let me know on my new GANZO knife videos if you believe the knife is a copy of something. And if you believe it's a copy, don't put the shorthand name of it. Give me the full brand and the name of the knife, or even a link is even better. And because I'll get your comments that have links in them. They just don't automatically show up, but I do get them, and then I can improve them and let them go. And remember, at GANZO, they're accepting designs from knife designers and even guys that just fancy themselves as knife designers. So try to get in on that if you want to see if your drawings of different kind of knives is good enough to go big time. So thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos with everyone you meet. Maybe a few less than that. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye now.